according to Aspire of Western New York's website, Aspire of Western New York is a non-profit organization that helps persons with developmental disabilities succeed in the community. Let's look up the definition of an organization. Here we go. An organization such as an institution or association that has a collective goal and is linked to an external environment. Okay, this is on Wikipedia. Types. There are many types. There are a variety of legal types of organizations, including corporations, okay, governments, non-governmental organizations, international organizations, armed forces, charities, non-for-profit. That's what Aspire of Western New York would be. Non-for-profit organization or corporations, partnerships, cooperatives, universities, and various types of political organizations. Okay. Alright, so we've established that Aspire of Western New York is a non-profit organization. And an organization can be a corporation as well. Now, what is the definition of a corporation? Let's look that up. Here it is. A corporation is a separate legal entity that has been incorporated either directly through legislation, and I can't see past count, or through a registration process established by, has legal rights and liabilities that are distinct from whatever, and maybe conduct themselves as a profit-seeking business or non-profit. Okay, so let's get this straight. Okay? Aspire of Western New York is a non-profit organization. Okay? So is Autism Speaks and Susan G. Komen, breast cancer non-profit organization, but we're focusing on Aspire today. Yes, this is a rant about Aspire of Western New York. And I'm going to come clean right now. I had to quit Aspire because of what happened, and I'll explain this. Now, I was told I was not allowed to make videos or talk about Aspire, like on any kind of social media or whatever. And I'm thinking, you know, what the fuck? I mean, why can't I talk about it, you know? It's like, I have every right to, you know, just like somebody makes a review about a restaurant or, you know, a certain store or whatever, I feel I should be able to make a video reviewing Aspire of Western New York. Right? I mean, You can go anywhere on the internet and find all kinds of restaurant reviews. You know, nothing bad. You know, the service sucks. You know, then you must change it. You know, and what better way to judge a business or a nonprofit organization than by the people that work for them, you know? You go on like any kind of, restaurant review site, Yelp or whatever, you go on any of those and you'll find bad reviews for restaurants. And they'll say, this and this didn't happen, price is too high, server's rude, whatever. But, so, that they're not in any kind of legal trouble, It's a restaurant, That's how capitalism works, Basic economics here, okay? When you have a business or organization or whatever, take the restaurant for example. You hire shit people that don't do a good job, you're going to get bad reviews. Now, you can either take those reviews and, investigate what's going on, see who's doing the shit job, fire them, bring in good people, and, possibly make a comeback. Now, or you can have really good reviews, this person was an upbeat and nice server or whatever, and you know what? Your restaurant will probably go somewhere. So I don't see why this is any different than, I don't see how saying something like that about Aspire is any different than a restaurant or a store or whatever, okay? I've been with Aspire for, I don't know, let's see. I'm going to have to say since like 2002. Okay? Aspire. I was with Aspire before it was even called Aspire. That's how long it was. Back then it was called UCPA, which was, and no, I'm not diagnosed with this, but it is called, it used to be called United Cerebral Palsy Association of America. Okay? And that was that, It was like right before the time that they changed over to Aspire. Because they didn't, let me just go over a quick recap. I just got out of high school, and, I needed to see a psychiatrist or whatever. So my mom took me to UCP. Okay? I'm like, Mom, why are we here? She's like, this is where a psychiatrist is. And of course, yeah, I go in there and I see people in wheelchairs. I see, I see quote-unquote retards there. And, I'm like, Mom, why are we here? I'm not retarded, and I don't have CP, I'm not in a wheelchair, whatever. And I go in and I see the psychiatrist. I'm like, why is this? Why am I here? Why am I in here? Do I look like I'm like one of those people outside? And I was told, just because it says UCP doesn't mean that it's specifically cerebral palsy people. Okay, whatever. I'm there for me, and they're there for them. Just like metal shows. I'm there for me, and they're there for them. They can talk about, you can go to each other and they'll be like, just talk amongst themselves, and I don't really give a shit. That's the way I hope it is, But, anyway. So that's like my first experience with them. Over the years I've kind of grown to like it. To a point. I mean, over the years I actually had a job with Aspire. I used to clean out their offices. I mean, it was back I don't know, 2000, no. It was like 2006 to 2008 or some shit. I used to clean the bus garage on Clinton Street as well. And, so I will say that it is a positive thing. But lately, I don't know what's going on, or, excuse me. I don't know what's going on with Aspire, but it seems like all those good things, it seems like everything that was good with Aspire is now shit, okay? And I'm not sure if it's new management or whatever, but it just seems like everything that's going on with Aspire nowadays is 100% bullshit. Oh, excuse me. Now, like I said, I had to quit Aspire a few weeks ago. Why is that? Well, first of all, I was with Aspire, since up to 2 weeks ago. I had a job coach. That was about it. That's all I had, was a job coach. Okay. My job coach, well, it was what it was, Seemed like a pretty nice guy. Okay, so, with that said, just because he seemed like a nice guy doesn't mean that everyone else in the place was nice, So, I always had a, I always had, I don't know what you'd call it, but I never really liked the new woman that was supervising the job coach department. I mean, the last woman that was working, we got along great, but this new woman just seems like she likes to talk down to everyone and be all rude and shit. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I just won't deal with her, Simple as that. I'll try to deal with her as little as possible. Okay? And that was kind of my thing. So, anyway, you all know about that video that I made with where I went to the Rockin' Buffalo, and you know, Patrick Angel Pahan. All right. No, seriously, let's be serious for once. Let's just call him what he wants to be called, fucking Pat Pagan, okay? Whatever. You know, we're not gonna sit there and try to, you know, justify, you know, oh, he's a Puerto Rican, so you have to say it a certain way, you know? So, anyway, Pat Pagan is married to a girl named Christina Pagan, okay? Now, Christina Pagan is a MSC Medicare, with a Medicaid Service Coordinator for Aspire of Western New York. Okay? Now, she's not a job coach or anything. What she does is she helps people find programs, like other kinds of services, you know. So she's kind of like in direct contact with people with developmental disabilities, whether it be cerebral palsy or Down syndrome or what's the other one? Asperger's, autism, all that shit. And so, yeah, I mean, she's in direct contact with them. Now, well, here's the thing. I'd like to get off my chest right now, okay, that I do not care what people do outside of work, okay? I'm not one of those people that are going to blow others in, you know. I know that some companies don't like their employees, like, outside of work, you know, having pictures on Facebook of them, you know, smoking joints and all that other shit. I don't really care what people do outside of their job, you know. As long, you know, as long as they're not like, you know, serial killers or whatever, I don't really care. I don't really care if Christina Pagan has a picture or a video of herself blowing guys at bars. I don't care about it, okay? I don't care if there's pictures of her where showing her titties, you know. Not my judgment call, okay? You know, so with that said, I have ran into people from Aspire that go to metal shows, okay? That aren't Christina Pagan. Okay? I don't care what people do. You know, I don't care if it doesn't bother me, okay? You know, act casually, I don't care, okay? But what does bother me is, and you know, a few days after that whole incident at Rockin' Buffalo, and being honest here, I wasn't even gonna do anything because, you know, until she said something about it. But she comes on to my Facebook, starts bitching, you couldn't be in the bar because this, and this. People were there that you can't get along with. You know, Clint was there, Hewlin was there, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't care. No. You know, let's face the facts here. Hewlin's not the brightest bulb in the bunch, you know? Hewlin can't even fucking read, okay? So, if he could read, he'd be able to read all my apologies that I sent to him over the years. Okay, so, you know, I keep saying I'm sorry, but whatever. Oh, but he makes sure that he can read something like, oh, you're gonna throw your daughter in a mosh pit or something, right? It's only the sentence he knows, I guess, you know. But off topic here, you know, I don't care what you do outside of work, but when you bring your work to outside, or you bring outside to work, that becomes a problem, okay? Like I said, you know, I don't care if I find pictures of you, you know, I don't care if I find pictures of you taking it up the ass and blowing 6 black guys at the same time. That's not my problem. That's not my business. Okay? But anyway, the fact that she messaged me and started bitching about me, you know, the fact that she was talking shit about an Aspire client on social media like that, that's not cool. Okay? Now, I found out she was an Aspire employee when I found a picture of her. It wasn't even a picture of her, it was a picture of her desk, okay? That said something about winning the Bonehead Awards. And there was a picture of her desk with a bone on, like a dog bone on her desk. And then I noticed something, that there was Aspire cards right there. So she's an employee of Aspire, okay? And she's talking shit about a client of Aspire. Okay? Now, I don't want to hear this shit like, I don't want to hear this shit about, you know, oh, I didn't know you were a client. Bullshit, okay? Bullshit. You know everything, you know, everybody, this whole, like, scene knows everything about me, okay? Why do you think, why don't you know that I'm from Aspire, you know? Makes no fucking sense. But, you know, these people follow me, these people stalk me. How the fuck do they not know that I take Aspire services? Okay? So, and let's give her the benefit of the doubt and say that, no, she didn't know I was an Aspire client. Okay? First of all, it shouldn't really matter, you know, it shouldn't really matter if I was or not, or it shouldn't really matter if she knew or not, because she's still, you know, sending me harassing messages, okay? You know, sitting there calling me a piece of shit because I tried to press charges on her husband, who pretty much, like, tried to attack me at Rocket Buffalo. And there's video of that. So, Well, even if she doesn't know, she should not be harassing me at all. You know, she doesn't know. How does she know that I'm not a client or not? You know, doesn't matter. She should be behaved, no matter who, you know, comes by her or whatever. You know, it's like this. You know. It's like this. If I were to go up to if I was in a gang or something, and I were to go up to some random person and just fucking kill him, and that person just happened to be a police officer that was off duty and not in a uniform, guess what? I'm a cop killer now. No? You should behave with everybody the same, you know, in a field that you are in, okay? You need to be on your best behavior inside and out of work, okay? That's the bottom line, okay? Now, like I said earlier, I'm kind of liberal when it comes to stuff like, you know, we're all human. We're all fucking human, so we are gonna make mistakes and shit. Okay, that's humanity, whatever. But, you know, I'm certainly not gonna, like, penalize. Certainly not gonna, like, judge you if you have Facebook pictures that have, you know, you drinking a beer or smoking a joint or whatever. I'm not going to judge you if I see Facebook pictures or any kind of pictures or video, you know, of you taking it up the ass while blowing 5 black eyes. Okay? That's not really what I am, you know. You know, that's not my call, you know. But, you know, whatever. What becomes my call, is when you start harassing people. Doesn't matter if you know that they're a client or not. It's just the fact that, you know, we should treat people with respect, you know. So, saying that, you know, maybe you're not, maybe not. She knew I was a client. Doesn't really matter, okay? Act like you're always being watched by a client or whatever. Okay? Now, the other thing too is, the other thing as well is, okay, and I've tried to explain this to people, but I don't think they really get it. So I'm going to explain it again, okay? Now, one of the things she mentioned on there was that she said I was a piece of shit for releasing a Clint Carr album. Okay? Now, okay. She said I was a piece of shit for you know, releasing an anti-Clint Carr. It wasn't really an anti-Clint Carr album. Let's face the facts here. It wasn't really an anti-Clint Carr album. It was an album. It was an album that told the story of what happened, okay? It was a story that told the story of, an album that told the story of what happened between me and Clint Carr. Me getting arrested, you know, me trying to get back into shows and whatnot. And, you know, the shit at the spook show, that's all part of it. The shit that happened between the shit that happened between myself and Osborne from the Rochester bar, the Bug Jar. The shit that happened between me and him, you know, where he said I couldn't be at his bar because of shit that happened in Buffalo. It was kind of stupid. It really wasn't an anti-Clint Carr album. Think of it more as like a film, okay, about World War II, okay? Think of it as more like a Schindler's List, okay? Schindler's List is a movie about, you know, it's about the Jewish Holocaust and all this other shit. You know, the film is not, like, the film does not, you know, glorify anybody, okay? It's just there to tell a story, okay? That's that. Okay? My rock opera doesn't really, you know, glorify Clint, and it does not belittle him, or whatever you want to call him. What it does is it simply tells the story of what happened. It's not anti-Clint, and it's not pro-Clint. Okay? So, get that aside, okay? Now, let's face the facts here, okay? Clint Carr is a member of Relapse message board, okay? That's R and then 3 E's, LAPSE.com. Relapse is a message board. It's an anti-autistic message board. Okay, they go on there and they bully autistic people such as myself. Okay, so with that said, it also tries to disguise itself as a music message board as well. But you can see right off the bat that right in the beginning of the page it says music posts will be deleted. Okay? So, what kind of message board is it? It's a fucking it's a fucking cyberbully autistic website, okay? Cyberbullying anti-autistic website, okay? It's like, I'll tell you what it is. It's a food stamp version of fucking 4chan, okay? Excuse me. It's a food stamp, it's a welfare version of fucking 4chan, okay? Welfare version of 4chan. Now, okay. Oh man, excuse me, okay? I gotta go use the bathroom. I gotta turn this off. Alright, I'm back. So, what was I saying? Relapse is a 4chan wannabe website. Okay, so with that out of the way, most of what's said on Relapse is anti-autistic shit, okay? I don't think there's any one thread, okay, that doesn't use the word retard or autism or the word Jaffa in like any kind of positive way, you know, they're the ones that coined the word Jaffa, because I guess the word the Jaffa is a hockey helmet, I guess, and it's a cheap brand, so they give them to, you know, people with seizures, so that when they fall down, they don't hit their quote unquote watery heads. So they ended up just calling everybody who has some kind of developmental disability, they even call fucking Stephen Hawking a Jaffa. Smartest man in the fucking world, but of course because he has Lou Gehrig's disease, he's considered retarded, you know. Where the fact is that the word, when people say that somebody is retarded, that it's to me, that's not really an insult to me, okay? Now, the medical definition of mental retardation, okay, the way they determine this is if you have a IQ of, I think it's 65 or below, I think you're considered mentally retarded. Since I have an IQ of 145, I think I'm not retarded, okay? No, my diagnosis is Asperger's syndrome. It's not retardation. You could think of Asperger's and autism, okay? Think of it this way, okay? It's not an intelligence thing, okay? It's not a brain processing error, okay? It's just a different way that my brain processes things. Most people, I'll put this out, and it's a comparison, it's an analogy, but whatever. Most people, their brains run on Windows, okay? Like Windows 8, whatever, Microsoft Windows. You know, my brain runs on Linux, okay? Two very different operating systems. But who's to say which one is right over which one is wrong, you know? That's the way I think of it. So, in other words, sometimes I think about things differently than others, okay? So, that's how my autism affects me, okay? So, these people are saying shit about autistic people, and it's like, you know, it's childish. These people are like 30 years old. These people are probably old. Most of those people that talk that shit are older than fucking 30. They're older than me, okay? Clint is like, what, 33? And he still thinks that, you know, saying retard or whatever to people is fucking funny. But aside from that, okay, this Christina Pagan chick, she was praising Clint Carr for everything. He's like, oh, he's so cool, you know what? You shouldn't be making an album about him, you know. He's cool, whatever, you know. And I just gotta sit there and think, you know, and this is what I don't get. This is what people don't understand. If I was working for a Jewish organization, let's say I was working for like Jewish Family Services, or I was like we call it I can't even think of the word, but if I was working for like some Jewish place, okay, or any kind, or not even like a Jewish place, but like something owned by a Jewish person, okay, and you know, I'm going on fucking Nazi, like pro-Nazi shit. You know, if I'm going on fucking if I'm going on like, what's that thing that Barger goes on? Stormfront something. I don't know, but if I was going on shit like, I think it's like Stormfront.org or something, all neo-Nazi bullshit, you know, whatever. If I was working for, you know, if I was a white guy and I was working for, you know, like a black organization, I don't know what, but if, you know, if I was a white guy and I was working around, you know, a lot of black people, okay, and they found out that, you know, on my spare time, I'm a part of the Ku Klux Klan, I'd probably be fired, you know. Same with the Jewish organization. I'd be fired if I was going on Stormfront.org or whatever. You know, if I worked for like well, I did, but if I was working for an Indian casino, which I have, and while I'm working there, I'm making a video that praises Christopher Columbus up and down, whatever, I'd probably be fired, you know. So, I know Clint Carr isn't as well known as, you know, Columbus or Hitler or like the Ku Klux Klan or something. But Clint Carr is not, from what he is, Clint Carr is known for hating autistic people. And this Christina Pagan chick is friends with this Clint Carr guy. Okay? That's just like almost the same thing. And Christina Pagan works with autistic people, you know, so she's over there defending this bigot that hates autistic people. Okay, now I don't really believe in guilt by association as much. It's like, and I think it has to do more in context. For example, if let's say the internet was around in 1942, okay, and I was friends with Hitler on fucking Facebook, you know, 1942 Facebook, you goddamn well know that. Wait, just scrap the whole 1942 Facebook thing. Let's go into the future now. Let's go into modern day. You know, if I was, you know, if I subscribed to a pro-Nazi Facebook page, okay? But I'm not a Nazi though, you know? Like, why do you subscribe? Well, I just like what they say and whatever. When people look at me funny like that, you know, I mean, people would assume that I'm pro-Nazi, okay? Now, I understand it can go either way. It's like, well, I don't do drugs, but some people on my Facebook do smoke pot, so if I'm friends with them, then I don't think I should be, you know, I don't think I should be, like, guilty of being a drug addict or, you know, whatever, drug head or whatever, just because I have friends on there. Well, that's fine because, you know, you're not going out of your way. You're just friends with someone, okay? Whatever. There's a huge difference between that and, like, actively, like, searching for Nazi, pro-Nazi Facebook page, okay? There's a difference between that and, you know, with Clint Carr, though, you know, the thing is that, let's say I was a police officer, okay? It's all in the context of what you're doing. If you're a police officer, I'm sure you'd get fired for having known drug dealers on your as Facebook friends. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say, okay? If you are a Nazi, okay, and you have Jewish Facebook friends, then I would expect your Nazi group to get fucking pissed at you, okay? Same like if you had, you know, if you were Jewish and you had Nazi friends, you know, you'd be offended if they started posting Nazi shit about you or just Nazi shit in general, okay? It's all in the context. So Christina Pagan works for an organization, Aspire of WNY, that works with autistic people, but she praises this guy that hates autistic people. Okay? That makes absolutely no goddamn sense. Well, it does. You know, that can't, I don't think that should be allowed. You know? I mean, I do not feel comfortable with her working for autistic people with one of her friends hating autistic people, okay? I don't know if there's anything like going on, you know? I don't, how the fuck do I know if, you know, she's going behind, you know, their back and then like laughing and going, oh, this guy I've worked with is so fucking retarded. Ooh. You know, like that, you know? You know, so anyway, get to my next point here. My job coach called me out of the blue one time. Mike, I found something in your case notes, you know, that is out of place. Okay, what is it? Well, I don't know. I mean, what is your diagnosis, Mike? I said, I have Asperger's syndrome. And my job coach was like, well, that's not what I have in my case notes. I said, okay, well, what's it say? Autism? He's like, no. He says, it says you are moderate MR, which is moderate mental retardation. And I was kind of floored at that. And I'm thinking, okay, like, why would it say that? No doctor ever diagnosed me with moderate or mild or severe or any kind of mental retardation or anything like that. No doctor. And I'm like, okay, does it say who diagnosed me? And my job coach says, no, it doesn't. And now I'm thinking back to Christina Pagan. Now, let me just say this. I have absolutely no proof that she's doing this, but given the circumstances, I don't know. I mean, it could go either way. So, here's my thought. I said, I think this Christina Pagan chick is going into my case notes and changing them on me. Wow, it's 4:41 already. God damn it. I thought it was like 2 or something. I thought it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The fuck? You know, we had to, I think we had to switch our clocks ahead or some shit. Switch them back. I don't know. Oh, my night was a little weird last night. But anyway, so I'm just like, you know what, this Christina Pagan chick, you know, I think she's changing my case notes. I have, you know, she's friends with Clint, okay? And Clint thinks that I'm retarded. So, these people know I get services from Aspire, okay? So, why is this not, like, you know, why is this not, like, feasible that, you know, she could change my case notes like that? And my job coach was, well, it can't happen. He just said it can't happen, can't happen, can't happen, whatever. And I'm like, tell me why it can't happen, okay? Because as far as I know, because when I was working for Aspire, I used to get their garbage, and I was able to go right into that room that everybody's files in it, and it was never locked. You know, I was able to just walk right in. In fact, if I remember correctly, that door was always wide open, okay? The door was wide open, and I had to go in there because there was a garbage can in there. So I don't see why this Christina Pagan chick can't just go into that room, you know, probably just can walk right in, grab my case notes, leave, you know, or change them. Makes no sense. Like, why couldn't she do that? And I'm just thinking, I'm like, why would it say MR? First of all, you can't diagnose somebody with MR anymore. You can't say mental retardation anymore as a diagnosis. Nobody's retarded anymore. I mean, they change it to something else now. Like, they change it to, what was the new one? It's not mentally retarded anymore. It's like what is it called? Intellectually disabled or some shit like that. That's what it should be called. Retardation is not a diagnosis anymore. So whoever wrote that in there isn't even following a correct diagnosis. It just seems like, you know, whoever went in there and whoever put that on there was trying to make a joke out of it, you know? Because you can't use that word retarded. You can't use that. I think they stopped using that back in like the early 80s or something like that as a diagnosis. And I was born in 84, okay? I think them not using that word retarded, you know, predates me even being fucking born. So there's no way, like, we can argue that, okay, maybe, you know, when you got diagnosed, that's what they said, and whatever, but that, by the time I was born, that wasn't even a diagnosis anymore, okay? Everything is intellectual disability, intellectually disabled, or whatever. The word retarded does not exist in the diagnosis handbook anymore. And yes, there is a handbook that clearly states like diagnoses and the criteria to diagnose these things. I forget the name of it. I think it's called like the DSM or something like that. Oh man. Now what's, I'm gonna look this up. I think it's called like DSV something. I don't even know. Yeah. It's called Okay, yeah, it is called the DSM. And it's called the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. Okay, so and they keep changing it every so often. So here we go. I'm looking at this. So here we go. I'm looking at this thing here. And first thing off the thing, we see mental retardation. Let me see. We're going to see when this, I didn't mean to mention, metal retardation. I am metal, but I'm not mental or whatever. Okay, let's just see. Yeah. Well, I put in mentally retarded and it came back intellectual disability, formerly known as mental retardation. Well, let me see. All right. So I guess the word mental retardation is still used, but it's only used in like scientific research or something. Anyway, I was never diagnosed with retardation of any form. Okay? So even my job coach says that people aren't really diagnosed with mental retardation anymore. Okay? So when I'm hearing that, I'm like, okay, so why does it say that? Who wrote that? You know? And he says, we don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Well, we don't know who wrote that. And I'm saying, well, is there any possibility that someone could came in here, change a case note, and change it to that? No, there's no possibility. Why isn't there a possibility? Something about having to be signed off or something, but I don't know. I mean, I think the thing's fishy, considering that, you know, Clint Carr obsesses with me being mentally retarded, and now he has this Christina Pagan chick on the inside of a organization that deals with this kind of stuff. He has her in the inside. You know, these people knew that I was a client, and you could say otherwise, but they know everything else about me. Why should they not know about that? Whatever. So, I think this Christina Pagan chick stole my case notes, changed them, maybe made copies of them, who knows. And put him back. I don't know. And I'm not really accusing. I mean, I think there should be an investigation into this. That's what I gotta say. So, to be honest here, I think something's going on, but I'm not sure what. So, back to like I was saying before with my job coach's supervisor, the woman above everybody that, you know, that oversees all the job coaches, okay? I end up calling her the one that I said I don't get along with because I think she talks down to everybody. I talked to her, I'm like, okay, this is what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And this is what really got me pissed off, okay? So what happened was I was talking to her, you know, I think this and this is happening. And, you know what she said? She's like, oh, well, if you don't like what's going on, you're free to leave Aspire. I'm like, excuse me? She's like, well, you're free to go to any other agency that you want to. Because she said, well, she said, I'm not gonna put in a complaint against this girl because, you know, if you don't like what's going on, then you could just leave us. Like, really? I'm like, I was like floored when I heard that. You know, if you don't like us changing your case notes and breaches of confidentiality and us breaking HIPAA laws left and right, then you can just leave. So, short story short, or long story short, or whatever, I said, fine, I don't want your services anymore. I quit Aspire. I quit Aspire right there and then. You know. Now, it's not to say that I'm not still pissed, okay? I think that the woman that runs the entire job coach department, I think she's not professional. That's my opinion. You know, the way I was treated wasn't professional. Telling a client that they can either, you know, put up with, you know, getting your files fucked up or leave is not really professional. And yes, there was one time, you know, that I was actually sent I was sent something in the mail from Aspire once, and I'll never forget it. And I opened it up, and it was someone else's medical records. Somebody mailed me someone else's medical records. Why is that? That doesn't make sense. So I'm sure if that can happen, I'm sure somebody can go into the room, get my files, and do something with them. So, I don't know. I'm out of options here. I mean, I'm trying to get the supervisor to let me come in and get those case files. I don't think they should be holding my case notes anymore. I mean, I don't feel comfortable with them having my case notes. People can just walk in and grab my fucking case notes. It seems like that's happening. As for Christina Pagan, I think she should be fired. Only because her association with Clint Carr. Because like I said, if I was associated with a Nazi group, okay, and I was working for a Jewish organization, I'd be fired. And it's the same thing with Aspire and autistic organizations and anti-autistic websites or whatever, and people that hold those views, but whatever. And I don't know where to go with this. I mean, do I just keep fighting it, or do I just be like, this isn't even worth my time, okay? I mean, I don't have real proof that this Christina Pagan chick is breaking HIPAA law by doing this. I don't have any proof that that's happening. Who knows? It could have just been it could have just been a mistake on a diagnosis or whatever. Shit happens. But, oh man, you know, but the fact that she's associated with a guy who's known for telling autistic parents of autistic children, you know, to stop breeding, that kind of sickens me. And I don't know. I mean, that and and also too, you know, I found a job with us well, before I started working at JCPenney's for the KBS, you know, me and the job coach would go around and we would fucking, you know, fill out applications and shit. And, you know, so I found the job for KBS, worked there for 3 or 4 years or whatever, and it just seems like now, you know, I ended up, you know, first of all, I said I wasn't getting enough hours at KBS, so I told my job coach at the time, can we find another job, you know? And they're like, no, we can't. And I'm like, why not? Because you already have a job. Doesn't matter if you're working 1 hour or 80 hours a week. You still have a job, and we still need to encourage you to keep this, whatever. So I ended up just looking for a new job anyway, just because I wanted to get out of there and make more money. So I ended up getting the job, because, you know, $60 a week for a paycheck is not really a paycheck. Okay? So I ended up getting a job at the casino, okay? I found that job completely on my own, okay? So that's that. So then when I got fired from the casino, I asked if I can, you know, if we can get together and we can go job hunting. And I was told no. And why is that? Well, because they said, because one, the state, what they say, the state, what the fuck did they say? They said the state isn't paying for you to, for us to find you a job or something, because your diagnosis is not that, your diagnosis isn't like severe enough for you to even have services with us. The only reason you're getting services is because you're being grandfathered in or something. And I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, so being mentally retarded isn't severe enough, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, whatever. And they said, well, and also, you found the job at the casino just fine. You can find a job on your own without our help. Whatever. Okay. So the only services you're gonna get from us is we can have a job coach come in every twice a month or whatever and bother you at the job. Pretty much that's what goes on. And I'm like, you know what, fuck this, okay? I don't need this, okay? I don't need some guy coming in every twice a month or whatever, just to like fuck around, you know, hold me up so I can't get on my bus in time or whatever. You know, I don't need this, so fuck it. I don't even want a fucking job coach. You know, maybe I'll find something with another agency or something. But, you know, I don't really care, okay? It's not helping me at all, okay? It's making a problem fucking worse, okay? You know, I don't know about certain employers do not want a fucking job coach in there, okay? makes the employee look bad, okay? So if you the whole point of the job coach is just, you know, help you on the job, whatever, then back away. And you know, there's also, they also go on interviews with you and whatever. But before this other chick was going in, was supervising, you know, I like whenever I was off work or whatever, they go and help me find a fucking job, okay? They'd pick me up, we'd drive all around the city, just fucking applying for applications, you know, mall and whatever, apply for jobs and shit. But now it's like, oh, you found the job at the casino by yourself? Well, then go fuck yourself. We're not helping you. Really? So, that's that. I hope somebody in upper management sees this, from upper management and Aspire sees this video and tries to contact me somehow. But you know what? I've just had enough, and it's ridiculous. Like, you know, I can't have. Believe me, you know, if I can find some kind of happy medium with Aspire or whatever, I would. But this bullshit where, oh, we can't find you a job anymore because you found yourself a job in the past, you know, that kind of shit, you know. Pretty much I was lucky when I found the casino thing. But whatever. And this shit where my files being changed on me, I don't think that's right. I'm not saying that there is something going on, but there might be, and the fact that this Christina Pagan chick contacted me when she knew that I was with Aspire, and even if she didn't, it doesn't matter. She shouldn't be messaging people or talking shit about anybody on the internet like that. You don't know who somebody knows, or you don't know who you're talking to, you know? Who knows? Clint Carr can be like a fucking cop for all I know. And I'm sitting there calling a cop gay and a faggot and all this other shit. So, you don't know. You don't know what's going on, but hey, whatever. The fact that she's you know, friends with Clint Carr, who holds anti-autistic views, I mean, that's kind of a big deal, I would think, you know. But that's just me. I'm done with this for now. So, bye.